This is the complete video on how to set yourself up for success in 2026. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much you should be investing, saving, and spending. I'm going to walk you through from January all the way to December. Now, depending on when you're watching this, you might be halfway through the year, so you can skip below, click the timestamp, and start from there. Today, we're not going to be working with complicated spreadsheets or unrealistic budgets. We're going to be using simple percentages. Now, before we start, there's a few assumptions that we need to make. Number one is that you have no crippling debt. If you do, your first job is to pay this off as quickly as possible. Number two is that you have a regular income. When I say regular, I mean you know roughly how much you're going to be paid every single month. If you're new here, consider subscribing for weekly content that helps you improve your financial situation. Now, with that in mind, let's start off with January. So January is what we call a reset month. So the goal is simple: rebuild your buffer. Top up your emergency funds and get back to neutral. For the month of January, we're going to be saving 25%, investing 10%, and spending 65%. Now in February, normally your expenses are quite low. You've paid off all of your expenses for December, you've saved in January, and you've set up yourself well for the year ahead. This is where we're looking to start our momentum gain. Now with February being a shorter month, it's the perfect opportunity to rebuild your sinking holiday funds. This is why in the month of February, we're going to be saving 30% of our income, investing 15%, and spending 55%. Now, if you want to know what the best bank accounts for a sinking fund are, I've got a video on that, which I'll link somewhere on the screen. But for now, let's carry on with March. It's all about consistency in this month. We're setting ourselves up for success, and we're carrying on from January and February of where we left off. As we continue to build these pots, we also need to think about the end of the financial year. Remember, if you use an ISA, you have up until April to max out your ISA contributions as much as possible. In April, those ISA limits reset. So for example, in a cash ISA, you get £4,000, and a stocks and shares ISA, you get £20,000. Now, if you have an ISA, whether that's a stocks and shares ISA or a cash ISA, if you want to park more money into investing this month, that's a smart decision. What you don't want to do is lose out on the opportunity in these tax-efficient wrappers to park your money for the future. With that said, we should be looking at saving 30% of our income, investing 15%, and spending 55%. April is our high savings period. If you want a holiday that doesn't go on a credit card, this is where we start saving towards that holiday. Now is the time to start piling a bit more money into your holiday fund. That way, when the deals start launching in a couple of months, you'll have the funds to be able to capitalize on that. For the month of April, we're going to be saving 35% of our income, investing 15%, and spending 50%. May is another strong month for saving. May should be the month where we're aggressively saving into our holiday fund. However, we must not forget about the investing element within May. It's easy to save for that holiday that we're looking forward to, but it's not going to build wealth over time. That's why in the month of May, we've got saved 35% of our income, invest 15%, and spending 50%. By now, your holiday pot should be almost complete. And if so, or if you're not planning on go away, you can start redirecting some of that savings into investing. My advice and what I do is during the month of June, once I've set myself up for my holiday fund, I start parking more money into investing. This is why for the month of June, we are going to save 35%, invest 15%, and spend 50%. However, you can change that so that you save 30% and invest 20%. Your holiday pot should cover all of your spending habits for this month. Just use the money that you've saved in your holiday sinking pot. And remember, it's not about spending every penny that you've saved, but more about carefree spending and without guilt. This is why the percentages for July are saving at 30%, investing at 10%, and spending at 60%. If you're finding this useful, maybe click the like button. That'd be great. It helps the channel out. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed, and hopefully you find this helpful. Now let's move on to August, which is another high spend month. Now looking at August, we have another high month of spending. So we're only going to be saving 20% of our income this month. We're going to be investing 10% and spending 70%. August is the peak holiday season. Schools have broken up. Summer is in full force. Everybody's jetting off on holiday. This means that costs are higher. And your savings will drop, but that's okay because we've planned that in. The expectation is that you do eat into your savings. You do enjoy these months because towards the end of the year, it's all going to change. Now, the only goal for August is to not go into debt. It can be tempting to go and get a short payday loan or take out a small loan from the bank, but it's not worth it. If you haven't saved enough during the start of the year to fund all of your activities, you're just going to have to scale back in August. It's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. A rule of thumb for August is do not spend any money that you don't own and do not eat into your investing or your emergency fund. Now, September's a great month. The nights are still light and we get the opportunity to enjoy the sun, but we should start scaling back our spending and looking at investing. September, we're looking at rebuilding our savings and increasing our investing. It's the perfect time to start topping up your ISAs and saving into a pension as well. This is why for September, we have save at 35%, invest at 20%, and spend down at 45%. Now, going into October, we have the highest investing month of the year. The breakdown for this month is saving at 30%, investing at 25%, and spending at 45%. October is really about pushing hard on your investments. Historically, markets tend to dip in September and October, so it's a great time to capitalize on slight dips within the market. Likewise, if you were strict within September, you can also allocate some of the spare cash from that month into October for your investing strategy. October is probably one of my favorite months because I've come off of an amazing summer and I've got a goal of starting to invest and save even more. Most people don't decide to start saving for Christmas until Christmas. This is why November is quite key and important for this period, because you can start saving now and save the pain later. During the month of November, we're going to be saving 25%, investing 20%, and spending 55%. Yes, your investments are slightly lower, but you've had 2 months of really heavy, aggressive investing. So don't be too hard on yourself when you're thinking, I'm not investing enough. It's the time to actually recuperate, enjoy family time in the next month, and know that you're not going to be spending too much at Christmas time. Let's be real, December is probably the most expensive month. We are going to Christmas markets. We might be even jetting off on holiday during December. We might be spending too much on gifts and on alcohol. And that is fine because we have saved that money during November. The key is to spend what you've saved, not what your future income is going to be. If you're thinking about going into debt for gifts, just don't do it. It is not worth it. No family member would advise that you go and take out a loan to go and buy them the thing that they want. And if they do, that's really bad advice. Don't do it. Because if you lose December, you start off on a negative on January. So the percentages for December and the final month in the year, we're going to be saving 10%. Our investing is going to be only at 5%. And our expenditure is going to be at 85%. Now, across the whole year, roughly, if you follow this guide, you're going to be looking at the following percentages. You will have saved a total of 28% of your salary. This is both in cash and in a sinking fund. 15% of your salary will be invested, but this could be more depending if you allocate a few more percentages during the early part of the year. And 57% of your total income will be spent. If your income per month is at £2,500, by the end of the year, you'll have around £8,500 saved and £4,000 invested. Now, if you started the year without an emergency fund, you now have one. You have £8,500 in an emergency fund that you don't have to worry about now, and you've set yourself up and the foundations are there. But if you already did have an emergency fund, it could be used to kickstart your investing journey and start investing more aggressively the next year. Or it could be used as a better and more expensive holiday next year. Choice is yours. Now, if you're looking to set yourself up for success in 2026, there's a few things that you need to do. Step one is to automate from day one. What I mean by this is automate certain pots for your investing, your savings, and your spending. Emergency fund, holiday, Christmas, and investments should all be separate. This way, you know exactly how much is in each pot. The key to having a great year financially is to start from the very beginning and following it through all the way to the end. It doesn't matter if you're watching this video in February or in September. The principles are the same. Start allocating a certain percentage of your income, whether that is £1,000, £2,000, £10,000 a month, because the sooner that you start allocating that money, the sooner you can start getting a hold of your financial situation. As always, I hope you found this video helpful and that it's going to set you up to have a great year. Success is about consistency, and if you start now, in a year's time, you'll be thanking yourself that you did. My name's David. Thanks for watching.